everybody. This is not really a rant, but there's a consideration that needs to be made. I keep seeing stuff on endless photography forums, and I keep getting asked this question, and I see it in comments all the time. And people ask about the Fujifilm X-T3, which is a nearly perfect camera, right? Everybody that has a Fujifilm X-T3 loves it, but they keep asking about the Ibis. So I'll see stuff like, you know, the X-T3 would have been perfect if it had Ibis. Fact number one, well, this is the part you're going to hate. Then I'm going to get to the hardcore facts that you're not considering because you're not looking at this camera from the standpoint of Fujifilm, the manufacturer. Okay? Now here's two subjective points, not factual points, which I'll hit those immediately here in a second. You know, other than for video use, and I know video, folks, you know, Ibis is wonderful for videography. No photographer has ever and will ever need Ibis. They don't. You can hate me all day long for saying that, but no photographer needs Ibis. Let's just get onto the facts, because everybody hates it when I say that, even though it's 100% true. Now, actually, there's a small exception to that. Like, some people have Alzheimer's, and, you know, they don't have steady hands, and with a non-OIS lens, I understand that, but photographers still don't need Ibis. They don't, and they never have. Here's the fact that you're not considering from the standpoint of the manufacturer. Now, the Fujifilm X-T3, at least here in the United States, is $1,500, right? Right, yeah. Okay, fact number one. If the X-T3 had Ibis, it would, A, greatly increase production time. There are more parts to source. B, most importantly, it would increase the price of the camera by a minimum of $200 to $300. It would. Very importantly and undeniably, lastly, the Fujifilm X-T3, if it had Ibis, would be a minimum of 6 millimeters thicker. And then everybody would say, oh my God, why is this X-T3 so much thicker than the X-T2? This is because it's got an Ibis mechanism. Now, people would see that and they would not like it, but they would not acknowledge it in their heads that the camera's thicker. And it's more expensive. So that's a problem. The thickness of the camera would increase, the price point would increase. Here's another point. That Ibis mech does not run off of unicorn farts and pixie dust. It runs off of battery power. Even though the X-T3 actually specifically has improved battery performance over that of the X-T2, okay, which everybody acknowledges that it does. If the inclusion of the X-T3 was added, of course, it would be more expensive and thicker, but the battery life would go meow, like that. Because the Ibis mech, those voice coils that make the sensor dance inside the camera like this, really, really fast, that uses power. That uses power. Yeah, and then people say, oh my God, and then this is what would happen. Everybody would go, oh my God, the Fujifilm X-T3 doesn't have this, even has slightly worse battery life than the X-T2. That sucks. So you need to look at it from a standpoint of power, voltage, geometry, and the position of the manufacturers in Tokyo. Hey! Who realize actually what they're doing. And did not want to produce a camera that would require more parts, greater production time to manufacture, would make the camera more expensive, and make the camera thicker, and everybody would complain, oh, is this camera thicker? I don't get it. Why is it thicker than the X-T2? It's because it's got an Ibis mech in there. And then people would say, you say, well, it's got an Ibis mech in there. And people would say, yeah, but why is it thicker? It's like, it's because it's got an Ibis mech in there. This is the old adage, you can only shove so much stuff in a bag. There's only so many clowns you can fit in the clown car. You can't stick an Ibis mech in the X-T3 and have it be the exact same thickness that it currently is. That is what we call the limits of geometry. So, I hope I made that explanation both funny and explicitly clear. The X-T3 is absolutely incredible. You know the reason why my X-T3 is never in my camera bag? It's because I'm always using it. Actually, I'm always using it in the GFX 50R. Which, I've been waiting 10 years for that camera. God bless the Fujifilm GFX 50R. And the X-T3. And wait for it. Fuji. Bye. As I blink my lashes. Bye.